Have you got a damaged radiator support and you need to fix it? Stay tuned. I have a video on how to replace the radiator support, and with that video I've actually had a few people comment and actually contact me through my website asking me if they really have to replace it or if they can just repair it. And the answer is yes, you can actually repair a radiator support if it's not bent too bad. When it gets to the point where everything's out of alignment and your headlight won't go back the way it was and stuff, I would suggest replacing it. I mean, you want that accuracy because that radiator support's the key piece to keep your fenders lined up, the grill, everything, even the hood, for everything to line up properly. Now in this video, I don't actually show using the porta-power the actual motion of it. I don't have a video helper. I wish I had somebody to run a camera. But I actually set the camera up on a tripod, but by the time I got my body up inside that wheel well and trying to hold the porta-power and use because porta-power is two pieces. It's a cylinder. It connects with the hose down to an actual pump, the hand pump. So I was having to hold the cylinder in place, pump it by the hand, and by the time I got back and went to look at the video after I'd already pushed it out, all you saw was my arms and my back and the back of my head. So that's not really going to help you a whole lot. But I do go back and show you how I put the thing in there. It's not anything difficult, and it's not always going to be the same. Just because where I put it, it's not going to be the same as where you may need to put it. But the one key point is always be sure to put your porta-power against something on the frame, something welded and solid. Don't put it against the spindle unless it's something really excessively light you're going to push. But I strongly suggest either running bolts. Sometimes you can run a bolt through a frame to get you a leg to grab hold of, or sometimes you have to drill a hole in the frame to put a bolt in there. But don't push off like your ball joints or like your shock. I've seen people do that. You want to push against something solid on the frame, against your sheet metal like your apron or because in this one the radiator support was bent, but it was more so the apron that had been smashed back, and this just pushed that out. I mean, it was like 3 pumps and the thing was pushed out pretty much where I needed to be. I had to work the headlight hole a little bit in depth just to make sure it was right, and the very top of the radiator support had a kink in it, but there wasn't nothing major. And it hurts, and it doesn't hurt to have a new fender, which I did. I had a new fender, so I would set it up there and bolt it in place, from time to time to see how things are fitting. And the key point is, once you think you've got it, bolt your fender on. Don't have to be painted, just bolt your fender on. In this case, I temporarily snapped the grill in place, and then I set the bumper up there to see how all that stuff was going to align. I had to file the holes a little bit on one bracket for the bumper because the frame is slightly bent there, but not bad enough that we need to go to a frame shop. So just pay attention to things like that. And I know it sounds like a difficult thing to do, or maybe cumbersome, but put it together, take it apart. Put it together, take it apart. You may have to do that a few times till you get things lined up and looking right. But that's my best suggestion. So you'll see here in the video what I did. It's just real short, real quick. This is more just a narrative to tell you that you can repair a radiator support to a degree. Now, I've been asked if you can do a repair like this without having to change out the radiator support. And this radiator support is definitely bent. And the apron that goes kind of like the inner fender well apron that goes up to the radiator support is bent. So this, unless it's just so bad I can't fix it, but we're going to try to fix it without having to replace the radiator support, because I know some of you wrote in on another video I have about radiator supports and ask if you always have to cut it out or if there's a way to repair it. So in this case here, it's not, the damage doesn't look too awful bad. There's more damage than you realize, but we're going to try to do that. So if you look, you can see that the radiator support is bent in and back. Matter of fact, I have to twist the prop rod to get it to fit in the hole, but it's not too awful bad, but it's bent back where the headlight goes, and that's going to be crucial. And you can see right in here that the apron that goes behind the radiator support is folded up. So this is going to be a lot of pushing, pulling, and bending, and porta-powering, and everything else. But we'll see what we can do with it. Now when you're doing a collision repair, you want to take things apart as they should come apart. I mean, you may have metal that's folded over top something, you may have to break or bust something, but you want to try your best not to break anything. That way you know how it came apart, how it goes together, and you can be saving parts. But I've already pulled the front marker lights out. I'm going to pull the side marker light off, and then I'm going to take the grill out. And then my next step will take that fender off. Once I get that stuff off, and the bumper and the front valence pan, when I get those things off, then it'll expose to me what actually needs to be fixed and repaired. And then once that's established, then I can go ahead and start putting on the new parts. Now after removing everything, the fender and the bumper and all that stuff, it's more clear, and it's hard sometimes to assess the body damage just by looking at the outside. Frame, if you look at this side, it's pretty much straight and in a 90. This one is bent, and if you look at the support from the frame, it's risen up some. So it's going uphill a little bit. So this frame piece right here, at least, is slightly bent back and up. What I'm going to have to do here is use a porta-power. I've got to come off something solid, possibly a frame piece, but I'll use a porta-power and come in and put a piece of metal in place of that and then start pushing. But this isn't just going to be a one push and you're done. You can see it's crinkled up right here, and then as I pointed out up there in where the breather or the breather box goes, it's wadded up, so it's going to be a push, beat down, push, beat down. Okay, I've already pushed it out, and when I did, it straightened up all this apron right here where it was folded up on each other. It pushed it straight out. Now you come off the frame piece, you don't come off the spindle or the tie rod end, or or back here on the back of the inner wheel well. It'll just collapse it. You have to come off something solid like the frame pieces, and I've just been coming off different pieces of parts of the frame that's been welded, because I've had this thing in several different positions. What I did is I worked my foot, I flipped it up and side down and this way, then I just went at it gradual and easy. Now this is still wrinkled because this is too far back, and that's too far back because this frame piece right here and this strong metal, I'm not just going to push it out the porta-power, is bent back and up a little bit. So I'm probably going to have to cut the welds or cut the metal and come off the frame and push it forward, because this right here is leaned in too far. It needs to come out. So it needs to come out and down, and then that'll probably pull the wrinkle out of this bottom part of the apron. But I did want to show that it is possible. See, I've got that pretty straight, ready for the headlight. So you look at the side that's not wrecked, it's pretty much straight up and down too, just like that. Is this perfect? No. The correct way is to pull the radiator support off and put on a new one, and it'd be easier to straighten some of your apron and stuff like that. But if you want to do an economy job, you're just trying to save time and money, you can porta-power and beat and bang until you get it straight. I tapped around the headlight area to get where the headlight to sit up somewhat straight. I want to make sure that where my adjusters go are sitting flat, facing forward. Same with where the grill pops in to those. I need to do a little bit of tweaking on this right here, and pay attention to details. These little spacers were missing for the headlight bucket. I think this was the only one left. The other three were broke out from the wreck. You may not think it's a big deal, but if you go put the headlight bucket in without those spacers, it'll flop around and the headlight will never set correctly. Plus it helps that they're plastic, so the bucket slides on them when you're doing your adjustment. So you want to get those put back. And if you're working on a Toyota pickup, you can only get these from Toyota. And I can put the number down in the description for those. This corner right up here is just a little bit low. I'll probably pull that spacer back out and tap on it just a little bit more. But that, you know, that's how you do it. You just kind of go by eyeball. If you don't think it's quite right, tap it back out. Of course, no more than that is, the headlight will probably adjust out. Now, as you can see, with the porta-power and some tapping around with some hammers and dollies and stuff, that you can bring out the radiator support pretty much just like it was. Now, that's only if it's minorly damaged. As you saw, I just put a porta-power in there. Of course, I didn't show you the actual pushing because I needed 2 hands to operate it, and I didn't have no way of getting the camera in there to watch me. But I just pushed it out from there, and basically I just hammered and dollied on this apron some. I made sure that I put the fender up there and tried out on these holes to make sure they fit right. They did. I made sure the headlight bucket would fit back in place, and straightened out the radiator support a little bit right there in that area, and it's good. Now, the difference is it would have been a much better job if I had replaced the radiator support. But in order to replace the radiator support, I'd have to remove all the air conditioning up front, which means I have to break it open. Now, if the air conditioning system had been damaged to where it lost all of the Freon, then it probably would have been just jump on it. But tried, the air conditioner still works. Even though the condenser is bent a little bit, it still works just fine. So you're looking at probably to change out that radiator support with all the things you have to take apart, all the air conditioning and the radiator and all the jugs and the battery support and everything up front there. You're looking at probably, and then actually cut the welds loose, because you're going to have welds. You have to take that fender off because you're going to have to get the welds undone here, and then there's going to be pinch welds all down through here, and then of course that bolts to the frame at the bottom, but you basically have to unweld it from the aprons. So like I said, you have to take that fender off. You probably have about 5 or 6 hours into changing out that radiator support. I have about an hour and a half of pushing that out, and once I pushed it out the bottom, everything just pretty much worked itself out. But some of this was bent up here just a little bit from the impact, and you know, this wouldn't make a difference one way or the other if you change the radiator support or not. But this frame, this ear on the frame right here was bent severely back, and the only way to repair it was to, because I don't have anything that strong enough to push it without taking it to a frame shop, but I just sliced it and then bent it out and then re-weld it, put some metal back in and weld it back. And that wouldn't have made a difference if I had replaced the radiator support or not. Like I said, the job isn't perfect, but it did work itself out. So if you do have radiator support damage, you don't always have to replace the radiator support. You can sometimes bend it back in place, like in this example here. But to do a job right, I would highly suggest replacing the radiator support. That's just the best way. But in a case like this, it worked out well, just being able to bend things out. I got a little single stage red paint, just painted things back up where I'd beat on it, and since some of it was scratched and stuff. And that's about it. Now, as you can see, it all came out pretty decent. I mean, to be done, I mean, I painted the fender and the hood in my backyard, in a grass yard on some horses, and you can see it came out pretty decent. Just pushing the apron out, like I said, with a porta-power, and you could use a bottle jack, and I'm gonna put the parts down in the description of what are the tools and the parts and stuff that I use to put this back together with. But this just goes to show that you can use your beat up or damaged radiator support. Now, this is not going to be in every case. I mean, if that radiator support had actually been damaged just a little bit more, it would have had to have been replaced. But luckily, it was just kinked in on this one side and wasn't too awful bad. So that should answer your question. Do you always have to replace the radiator support in a collision repair? And the answer would be no. Then you put some wheels on it, it makes it look even better. If you like the paint job on this hood, I have an ebook that I'm giving away free that shows you how to do paint jobs at home just like this and get a professional looking job without all the professional equipment. So I hope you found this video helpful. Like I said, you know, if if you're not really for sure about your radiator support, contact me through my website, because you can upload pictures there and I can look at them. And I can tell you if you need to replace it or if you can just probably bend it out. Anyways, I hope this video helped. If it did, be sure to like and subscribe as always. And always stay tuned, because I'm always working on something completely different, something crazy. See you in the next one.